She keep its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, quick they descend at final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, he's done it again, and crime doesn't pay, it sure does stink. What in the name of all the Cheetos and Rapture am I looking at here? But Sniffing Bandit arrested again, just 1 month after a similar incident involving another woman's behindular area. I mean, that mugshot, possible. A man dubbed the butt-sniffing bandit online because why not? I mean, this mugshot, are we shocked? Has once again been arrested for attempting to smell a woman's behind. Khaleesi Carrion Crowder was, CCC? Interesting, was arrested for the same crime less than a month after he was, initially arrested for butt sniffing on Wednesday, August the 20th. He was allegedly caught trying to sniff a woman at the Walgreens in Burbank, California, as one does. Store employees called the police, and Crowder, 38, was arrested several hours later, around 10:45 p.m. local time per ABC7. He was booked into the jail on Thursday, August 21st at 1:03 a.m., according to public records from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Now, Crowder has previously been arrested for the same daggone thing on July 22nd. At the time, police responded to a report of a suspicious individual loitering in a woman's department at an area, Nordstrom Rack in Burbank. So he was in the ladies section cruising for a tookus to sniff, I guess. What in the world? When officers arrived, Crowder had left the department store. Now, officers later spotted him near a Walmart. Using the store's surveillance system, the officers were able to monitor the suspect as he moved through various departments, and while he was in the women's section, the suspect was observed following a female customer, crouching near her, and engaged in loud and lewd behavior by inappropriately sniffing her rear. Now, he was charged with 1 count of loitering with the intent to commit a crime for the July 22nd incident. His bail was set at $100,000. There you go. It gets even weirder. I wish I could tell you it doesn't, but these are final form Jesus stories. So, no, not that one. This one. Sorry. I am a professional. Y'all, I don't know what in the hillbilly to make of this orca family tree that doesn't want to, branch. Trainers at a marine zoo are having to take extreme measures to stop a killer whale from, mating with his mother. Can we just stop SeaWorld? Can we stop it? Can we free Willy? And I mean, not in the weird way, but didn't we solve this problem with Michael Jackson and, oh gosh, what's his face? Like when I was a child and we decided that keeping orcas was bad? The site is closed to visitors in January as it prepares to comply with a new French law banning whales from appearing in marine zoo performances. Now, the French government, here we go. I realized I missed a whole paragraph. You thought your job was bad. Trainers at a marine zoo in southern France say they've had to manually stimulate a killer whale once a month to prevent him from, mounting his mother, as you do. Now, the mother and son orcas are being cared for at Marineland Antipodes, while a new home is being found for the pair. So apparently this is in France, not SeaWorld. My bad. Sorry. Now the site is closed to visitors in January as it prepares to comply with new laws that are going to ban whales from appearing in marine zoo performances. Now the French government and animal rights groups have yet to agree where Wiki 24 and Kao 11 should be moved, leaving the aquatic mammals in limbo, the BBC said. Now, after aerial video captured August 12th by marine activist group Tidebreaker surfaced showing a trainer grasping Kaleo's flipper while another stimulated him as he wiggled around in the water. It's a three-person... Marineland said it was a necessary step to relieve his tensions as he gets to maturity. What? Again, like you hire me off the street and you're like, okay, I need you to work with the whales. Awesome. What am I going to be doing? OnlyFans work. Okie dokie. In order to avoid interbreeding with his mother and also prevent them from fighting or injuring each other, Marine Lamb decided to stimulate Callejo to relieve him of his tensions. It's a natural and totally painless process for the animals. What about your workers? Holy God. France's ecology ministry, which is tasked with giving a green light to whether killer whales wind up, where the killer whales wind up, said that Marineland told it that it performs the procedure once a month under consultation with a veterinary expert. We need to see this expert's credentials. But Valerie Green, a member of the marine animal activist group Tidebreakers and former longtime SeaWorld Orlando employee, told the outlet that stimulating him in such a manner is highly unusual and raises questions about Marineland's intentions. As a former killer whale trainer, I've never seen this behavior performed or for anything other than attempting, collection for artificial insemination. Now, breeding laws have tightened over the past decade in the US, France, but in Japan, whose only male orca, Earth, died this year, they have a bit looser, regulations. This has led to speculation that Japan might be looking to purchase the killer whale's juice, if you will, for artificial insemination, which marine land managers have denied, noting that the sale of little baby orca swimmers are prohibited. Ko is inbred, so it's even more concerning that his, juices might be used for breeding captive orcas. Now, regardless of the reasoning, this just shouldn't be happening. Again, it's why, what? Again, this is a quote, the notion that trainers are providing sexual relief to an orca is a perverse new low in the captivity industry's morally bankrupt practices. I think there is a way that you can and be a good steward to animals, but this is obviously not the way. So can we stop whatever? Y'all, this is how we get final form Jesus, and I am not ready for the rapture. I am not a kind enough person. I will be sent to Hades. Can we stop this? So far, attempts to move the orcas to Japan, Canada, or Spain have fallen through or been rejected, leaving the animals, along with a dozen dolphins living at the zoo, treading waters as they wait for more permanent lodgings. Now, in July, Star Trek actor William Shatner delivered an impassioned plea to the French president, Emmanuel Macron, on behalf of a nonprofit, earthday.org, urging the leader to move the whales to a safer location. The country's ecology ministry told the outlet that the task force, is being formed to develop a coordinated strategy. Well, I'm glad you're having a meeting to figure out how you're going to have a meeting to fix the problem. Good Lord. Please don't inappropriately touch whales. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I think don't touch whales. I guess it's an animal kind of stream today. Because Dr. Oz is urging Canada to toss aside a court ruling to save the ostriches. Maybe they've got secrets. Yes, Dr. Oz is still fighting for the ostriches. In an update to a story that first brought you newsy nuggets and the Dr. Oz line in this intro, Dr. Oz is still begging the Canadian government to toss aside a court ruling last week that gave a go-ahead to take the lives of 400 ostriches over bird flu worries. Now, America's doctor, he's not my doctor. I didn't really like Dr. Oz, but I want to save ostriches. Made it his mission to save the giant birds alongside Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. and the New York City supermarket magnate John Christomalitis, acknowledging that the ostriches have been infected, but noted that they survived and need to be studied, not slaughtered. Maybe they have secrets that can help other birds and, more importantly, humans, said Dr. Oz on Sunday. This is the latest development in a battle over the birds that occurred last week when a court in Canada ruled that the country's food inspection agency could cull hundreds of the ostriches to prevent the spread of the avian flu. The case is being appealed to Canada's highest court right now. How is it all these birds survived this horrible illness? Oz asked Friday. They must have secrets and we can learn from them. It would make perfect sense for America and Canada to cooperate on this, and we can do all kinds of research, Oz said. Oz wants the ostriches transported to the U.S. and has even offered to safeguard them at his Florida ranch. This is the kind of thing you should do if you're a curious person. You know, a curious person would say, what can we learn from these birds? You know, a courageous person would find a way to, well, you know, find and make a vaccine. So I guess this will continue. It is being appealed up to Canada's highest court. I'm more familiar with America's court system and I'm by no means an expert, so I am not sure how long this process will take or if the government is, you know, injuncted at this point since it's being appealed and the birds will remain safe. But if I see any news to come out of or any information or updates on this, I will let you guys know because it is a rather interesting story and I'd be interested. I think that they can learn stuff from it. Again, I'm not, you know, qualified to say much of anything on science, but I like it. And JK Debug, sad, not one of you made a Moby Dick joke. You guys might all be coming down with whatever Mr. Mo and I have right now. It is like part sinus headache, part cluster F migraine. And Mr. Mo is pretty tough. Like it takes a lot to get him down. And he took the boys to school and he is back in bed today. So he is a trooper and most of the time he is good, but today he was just like, I'm taking the boys and I'm going back to bed.